speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with, Kirk? I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 welcome to speak. Who you with, Kirk, dog? Who you with, Kirk, dog? Hopefully y'all had a great day today. Every day is a great day for me, even during my back, it's a great day. Hopefully y'all enjoyed y'all Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a lot of good time with your family and friends and enjoyed. But we are back live tonight. I know I've been MIA for a couple of days, but we'll talk about that later. So tonight, first of all, I want to welcome everyone to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is always recording for Anchor.fm for you to listen to all the shows, all the past shows on Anchor.fm or on YouTube. So today we're going to hit on a couple of stories that I've been running through my mind. Of course, by now you've heard about the school shooting today where the 15-year-old shot and killed. I believe it was 3 people last heard and 8 people was injured. And yesterday, a 14-year-old boy out of Philadelphia for the city bus to take on 2 guys pull up, jump out the car, shot at him 3rd time. At least 18 shots hit him and killed him. So tonight, let's talk about gun violence. We're on the tail end of this Kyle Rittenhouse, which, once again, it was caused by a teenager with in their hand that never. So let's talk about gun violence tonight. And please, 972-591-3665, 972-591-3665. And when you call in, please be respectful. And also, no disrespect, because I will hang up on you. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have time for it. I have a lot of stuff going on. So that's a couple of stories I want to highlight tonight. Violence amongst teens. Welcome to the show, Chaos. My brother out of Canada from another mother. Thank you for always tuning in. Part of the show and supporting the show. Been hanging with me for almost a year and a half now. So I appreciate you for always tuning in. And so I was doing the research tonight on what to talk about, and got the alert earlier about the shooting in, at Oxford School. which is crazy because I'm like, man, it's just happening all over. So, which they still haven't released the name of the young man. But then while I was looking at that story, I turned around and found the about yo Samir Jefferson shot nearly 20 times, killed while waiting for city bus in North Philadelphia. Um, Police say a 14-year-old boy waiting for a bus was shot nearly 20 times and killed in North Philadelphia Monday afternoon. Police identified the victim as Samir Jefferson. Police say two men are now being questioned by detectives for this ambush murder in broad daylight. Um, so, uh, um, and then a vehicle, maybe two, pulled up. Two males get out and started shooting at him, chasing him. Philadelphia Plot Small said Monday afternoon, police rushed to numerous calls for shots fired at a packed Rite Aid at the big section of Rising Sun and Walmy Avenue in the city. Felt they found a teenage boy laying on the sidewalk. He was many times, Small said. Officials say Jefferson was shot at least times while waiting for the bus. He died at Temple University Hospital. We believe he is, Small said, at least 35 shots were fired from two semi-automatic weapons. Bullet markers could be up and down the store wall and even out a window covering. Believe the killing was targeted. Surveillance video and an eyewitness helped police track down two persons of interest of freeway along Somerdale Avenue. It was like a lot of boom, 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 one woman said. Uh, this mom fired about a block away. Luckily, me and my son was in the house, so I'm grateful for that, she said. We live here, we sleep here, and where's food? To think that it's anyone's job but ours, Philly Trust co-founder, my cashier said. Philly truck co-founder who led the road to keep West Philly Street safer this holiday weekend. His this latest track will inspire us for our neighborhood, and especially I was watching a news interview of one person, and she was saying that before the shooting happened, the young man was witnessing a fight, and allegedly he videotaped this fight. A group of people. Then shortly uh, after it was over, he walked to the bus station, and then two men pull up and shoot him. And they said at least 36 times they believe they ran out of ammo. The reason why they stopped firing shots at him. So it's kind of, I don't know about y'all. It's dealing with kids. It's a terrible thing. Where our kids are being gunned down. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Unfortunately, a lot of communities have become accustomed to it. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to do anything about it until it affects them. So we as a people, I've said this many times, we need to take our neighborhood. We need to be able to uh, provide resources for these neighborhoods, income neighborhoods, to something else to look forward to instead of going out and seeing the neighborhood going down or participating in and taking the neighborhood. Because here it is. If the suspect, well, not if the suspect, but people that allegedly have done this crime, 3 lives destroyed. 3. Samir Jefferson was gunned down. His life is gone. Well, the 2 suspects that allegedly done this, guess what? Their life is destroyed. At some point, somebody needs, yes, it said in that organization that gathered together and patrolled um, that neighborhood for the holiday. But what about it? What's next? What else can we do uh, to keep our kids safe, to keep safe? Because there's so much goes on in our community. People have became to it, to the violence in our cities, and once you hear about it, it's like it don't affect anyone. But this, at some point, we have to say enough is. I did hear that news clip and that I seen. Look, we voted for these officials. They can't expect for us to do it ourselves. They step up. We voted for them. That's why I say all the time it's so important for us to get out and vote. For the simple fact, we put them in these positions, but once you get in these positions, you need to do exactly what you said you was gonna do. If you say you're gonna help clean up the community, you need to. You don't need to get in this position, build your resume up, and then forget about what you said to get in office. That's why I like county laws for the simple fact. If they have a candidate to say he's gonna do something and they do something different, they have a recall and get out of office because we can't wait until the end of your term when it's time for re-election for you to start again. Greg Abbott, that's why we're going to vote you out. So the bottom line is we have to keep pressure on these elected officials and come in to do something. But we can't just hold them accountable. Also need to be held accountable because if you're saying and you're not saying anything, you are part of the problem. So we have to get that mindset to say, you know what? This is my community. This is where I live. Um, my property value is going down. Simple fact, due to all the crimes in my neighborhood. So if you want your property value to go back up and your insurance rate to go down, you got to change that neighborhood. Whenever you call insurance, regardless of what type of insurance it is, it could be medical, car insurance, house, doesn't matter. When you call, thing they're going to ask you for is your zip code. Not just want to know where your house is, they're going to pull up the crime rate, especially for medical insurance. If your crime rate, guess what? You finna pay some high medical bill. So we got to get that under control. And unfortunately, we're in times where people don't care. People have, not saying they don't care, they have become immune to the situation. And that's what we need to steer from and change not only our mind thought, but also the thought of the community. If you know somebody is doing something wrong, say something. Say something. And let's get these folks out of our community. You know they out there selling drugs or robbing folks. Say something. And you can do it without being noticed, without anybody know you're doing it. But we have to do something to change our community, to change our future, because these kids are our future. Deals. The story tonight about two different shootings, 2 different days that's dealing with kids on the tail end of the Cal Rittenhouse case. So we have to look at all. Um, it's assassin, either way you put it. Welcome to the show, Marcella Smith said. What's up, Kurt Dog? It's the People Show. I had you kind of up, but um, um, I would just get off my chest. Uh, uh, and so, yeah, I guess you guys do BNN Job FC. Uh, okay. Uh, Fill me in on that. Um, so that's what's um, I had to get chess, and because it's it's nerve wracking when it's dealing with kids, 14 years old, and from what everybody is on the news saying, he was a great kid. I know we hear this all the different people, but they might be great to some. But for this young man, they said he was a great kid. I don't know the young man. I don't live in Philly. But at the same time, any kid, life is troubling, regardless of what that child was doing, regardless the situation was. It's troubling. Um, Radio saying people in the U.S. changing the laws really off the table political, so I have no idea really what can be done. Well, when we have leaders that make guns accessible easily to people, that's a problem. Maybe what we need to do is change those leaders. Change those leaders. They change those leaders, change those laws. Yeah, I hear people say all the time, we need to take all the guns away from people. That's impossible. We need to come with a reality solution. That's a something that would never happen in the United States. Taking the guns from everybody. I don't see that happening at all. Um, Even if politicians say uh, eliminate gun control, it's going to be hard to do that too. For the simple fact that there's so many guns out there, you don't know who have them and who don't. You know, back in this is one of the crazy things. Um, Back in the day, somebody you driving, somebody do something, you might blow at them or tell them they number one or whatever. You can't do that today. Um, I was driving home yesterday, and this vehicle, the black car on 35 E, over in Dallas at home, Yahoo, not a Yahoo, U had stopped in the free, and in that situation, just as I come up to the U-Haul, this black car comes from behind me, seeing everybody getting out of the right lane, comes from behind me and speed up to try to get in front of me. Well, I'm already going slow because they're coming over and have enough time to and started blowing. Okay, I just act like I didn't even hear them. They didn't only just blow, but then they pull up on the side of me and start blowing again. I just said I'm not gonna respond. Um, for about two exits because they got off after, but not looking at the fact. What if I was a crazy person with a gun? You blowing me, then you want to ride on the side of me, keep blowing. What if I was a crazy person with a gun? And we hear this all the time about road rage here in Dallas, which is crazy. So you're gonna ride up on the side of somebody with a gun? You don't know if they have a gun or not, and want to continue to blow your horn at them? That's not smart to do. And I have tinted windows on my vehicle, so they didn't know um, if I had a weapon or not. So it's kind of crazy how people do this. Radio says some people view the Second Amendment as religious doctrine that can't even debate it. It can be, and if you find the wrong person, give a damn, it will be. And it's gonna be you riding up on somebody like that. They're gonna shoot first, ask question later for the simple fact you following at them because you couldn't get over in front of them. Far as I know, you could have had a gun. Probably were hoping I responded the way you felt, but I didn't. Welcome to the Versa. Nobody seemed to know of what non-lethal is. Unfortunately, they don't. People go from 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick. Universal, I see you are on YouTube. Please take the time to subscribe to the channel, like, share, tell a friend. We are live and you can live chat with us. So definitely take the time to do that. Like the First Amendment can't be debated. Yeah, it can't. Um, but some people just feel like it's their right to do whatever they want to. They just feel like they can do whatever they want to, regardless of consequences. So, Chris Tutter, what's going on, man? Glad you made it back. Haven't seen met you back on tonight. Out of, I think you out of Massachusetts. I'm not quite sure, but somewhere. So, I'm glad to see you back in. Thank you for always show. Um, Jack Kramer, thanks for coming in. One supporting the show. Said guns are ideal and can always be manufactured by criminals. All countries can be nuclear weapons, but researchers, developers, and titles will always manufacture to gain the edge. Plus, governments have guns. Um, yeah, because I don't know anybody to do it, but I heard of people. One point here in Texas, someone was trying to sell these. I don't know if it's the proper name, a ghost gun, uh, where they have the guns that actually do not leave, kind of like a traditional gun. Um, so that's site within itself, and people can do what they want to, and if you had the right people to do it, yes, it can always be done. Um, so and always Thank you. Great gentleman. Keep it up. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If your account is not private, I do follow people back. If it's not private, I will come follow you back. And because I feel like this, you support me, I'm gonna support you. This is a channel where everyone has a voice, regardless of who you are, who you represent, or anything like that. This is, like Marcella said, the people show. Everybody is welcome here. Um, Jackson Kramer said you have to erase minds to erase guns. Someone would always remember how to build for the highest bidder, usually government. Um, I don't think it's just the government. I think it's people in general because people is greed. It's greed to make money. You could be a billionaire, and that's still not enough money for a lot of people. So it's about greed. Yeah, make all you can, even though you can. Um, I'm trying to get there, and hopefully it could grow. If it's your first time in, definitely take the opportunity. Just know where you caught, where you're listening from, and please take the time to go to Anchor.fm, and you can catch this on the go while you're working at work. If you're at work, you may want earphones in. Depends on which show it is, because every once in a while I might cuss a little bit. I'm getting better though. I'm a work in progress. I'm getting better. Um, So heartbroken to hear about Samir Jefferson out of Philly and the gun violence. And it's just a situation. Anything dealing with kids and guns is a sad situation. Um, and people don't listen enough. We need to step up and take back our community. Welcome to the show. T Cal is in the house. Thank you for always tuning in and supporting the channel. Um, so hopefully they find the two suspects that did the shooting. Allow them to serve their justice because what they done have changed lives forever, and unfortunately, they need to be held for it. I don't care who they are. If you do the crime, you do the time. Uh, you're listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm M. Who You With Kurt Dog. Want to welcome everyone once again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is always in the house. Um, Anchor.fm. Tonight we've been talking about 14-year-old kid Samir Jefferson that was shot and killed in Philadelphia today while waiting for the bus after leaving school. And in the news clip I seen, a young lady said about 3:30 or 4 while she was making that report today. About 3:30 or 4, she seen several kids walking that way, coming from school, heading home, that passed by that same location where Samir Jefferson was shot and killed. So just imagine if the kids would have been coming there that time. That could have been a mass shooting of kids. For it's nothing that is that important in life. It's nothing that is to take a life. T. Cal said it's my favorite podcast. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. The other day, while we talking about gun violence, um, excuse me, um, my computer doing something crazy. Let's see what's going on. is not responding. Let me do it again. Jack said, "On this question, do you see any race component to Maxwell's right?" I don't. In that situation, to do with race, it's strictly about civil. That's all it is. If she helped him get these young ladies to traffic these young ladies to sell underage sex, she's a sick person herself. It had nothing to do with race at all. Those are visual. And just like the thing that about supposedly Trump was part of it, allegedly. Because I know Trump came out and said he didn't know who they was and they stayed in the same neighborhood. But then you see a picture with them together. So how can you believe him and it's a picture of them together? A picture don't lie. Yeah, the picture can be altered, but in this situation, that picture was not altered. I believe it was the picture when his daughter was sitting on his lap dancing. So, uh, so I don't think it do with race at all. It's just some anybody who do anything to a child, they are mentally sick. Um, so that's crazy. And she need to be held accountable if she was a part of it. No other way of putting it. I hate that Jeffrey Epstein took the easy route out. Should have stood trial. Then again, it was alleged. I don't know. But that's what the rumor was at first. Everybody said, no, he didn't do it. But I don't know what's in there. But I wish he would have stayed alive and received his punishment. Maybe he would light on some things. Um, so that's crazy. Jack said anyone with money was a part of it. Say, I was listening and somebody was talking about coming out with all the dirt of Hollywood, everybody who played a part in it. And someone asked the question, do you really want to hear all the dirt of Hollywood? I feel like it should be exposed, and the ones took part in it need to be held accountable. When you doing stuff like that, I'm like, no. Matter of fact, I seen a story earlier. Uh, Um, I just ran by it, just kept going. Um, but they asking for the FBI to investigate Bill Cosby conviction overturned. This man is what 80, almost 90 or something. I don't know how old he is. Why don't he retrial Cal Rittenhouse? I'm just saying. Put energy toward other cases that should be retrial. And Bill, if Bill was wrong, he admitted to doing it, but he also played the law and he beat the law. So, T-Cal said that's true facts. I'm a registered independent. I like John Oliver, Bill Maher, and a brilliant mind, Trump. I also like Obama. Since if Trump is involved, yeah, that's why I see it. If I say F Trump over a lot of things, but Uh, one of the biggest things is this pandemic because he to us and tell the truth. And now that's new up. Um, if he didn't, I hope it ain't no kids. So let's. I mean, with a thing for President Obama, we had the team in place to prevent this. I think we could have beat this early, but because of the lies that he told, people did not take it serious enough. We're still dealing with it, and unfortunately, um, we're gonna deal with it for a while. We are. We're definitely gonna have to deal with it for a while. So anybody that took place in that particular scene, sleeping with underage kids and stuff like that, um, that's just disgusting. That's all. And they need to be held accountable. So, um, but unfortunately, will it ever come out? There's a good chance it may, but it's probably going to be one of those things that come out in the book when somebody's on their deathbed. Yeah, excuse me. That was good. Got my eye. Yeah, yeah, that was good right there. But yeah, yeah, I feel a lot of names is gonna come out, and um, which if it ever do come out, they should be held for it. Regardless who it is, they should be held in court accountable. And this how much time we got on it? Okay. The school shooting, which is another school shooting right after Thanksgiving. Another school shooting. Uh, um, I think any at this point anything can happen. Um, I would not be surprised if it don't happen in 2024. I would not be surprised at all because we need some control with our leaders. We need some balance with them because right now they running all out of control. Um, and Marjorie Taylor, she came from a block. She been up under, and I mentioned that she wanted to introduce a bill to grant Cal Rittenhouse congressional medal. What type of BS is that? You want to introduce a bill to Rittenhouse gold medal? Problem while we had these kids shooting stuff. I'm like, some people say it's wrong, but when I've always felt this way, if a child, and I don't commit a crime like this school shooting, should immediately, it's no decision if this should be charged for an adult charge or a juvenile charge. They should automatically be charged with an adult charge, and they should automatically be identified. How they try to protect these kids when they commit a heinous crime like this. No, you wanted to um, do this type of stuff, okay, we're gonna identify you, which I'm sure um, this student probably will be identified by tomorrow. Maybe they're trying to get the family and protect the custody. I don't know. But I was listening to the interview that the police chief was giving. I believe the government was there too. Um, but he said someone asked the question, did he get the gun from a family member? And the police chief kind of got upset. He was like, no. Now, I take it, this young man was taken into custody, I think, with 5 minutes of the first 911 call, because it was a undercover officer, I believe, and another officer, I believe, that was already on campus. They was able to react real quick, and they don't know if he ran out of ammunition or what reason why the shooting stopped, but to take him into custody pretty quick. Um, but this is from the Detroit um, Free Press. My computer keep freezing up. I don't. Okay, there you go. 3 dead, 8 injured in Oxford High School shooting. Suspect is 15-year-old student. A 15-year-old Oxford High School sophomore, armed with a semi-automatic handgun, is accused of shooting at his school, killing 3 students and injuring 7 others and a teacher. The incident unfolded in about 5. Police said the shooter, who was not injured, was arrested, turned himself over to officer. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald said she planned to issue an appropriate charges quickly, and that the community has her commitment and promised that she will seek justice. Michael McCabe of the Oakland County Undersheriff, who lives about a mile and a half away from the school, said at a news conference, it appeared the suspect worked alone, and investigators are interviewing students and scrolling social media for clues to a motive. Police said the 3 fleeing students were a 6-year-old boy and 2 girls, 14 and 17. 2 of the other victims um, were in surgery Tuesday evening, and the other 6 were at a hospital in stable condition. It was unclear whether the suspect had targeted anyone. Someone said he was bullied. Meanwhile, pastor and religion leaders organized 2 prayer vigils, one at Kingdom Church in Lake Hope and the other at Lake Point Community in Oxford. For the morning survivor mass was also organized at St. Joseph, also in Lake Orion, as the nation latest mass shooting draws national media attention. It pushed into what to do about guns and renews political about gun control, violence, and school safety. Um, asked this question back when the school shooting happened in Arlington, Texas, right here in the Metroplex, about metal detectors. And that was a question that someone asked this police chief, um, if there was metal detectors in the school. He said, no, it's not. They cost too much money. They're very expensive put in the schools. But at what point too much money to protect our kids? You spend money on a lot of other things, but what's important to keep our kids safe, you don't want to spend that money for. Now, before people say, oh, it's not up to the police chief, chief to do these things, but he spoke on it. He said it's too expensive to schools. So, at what amount is too expensive to protect our future? I'm kind of curious about that. Uh, welcome to the show, PJ. Hello to you. Thank you for coming in and supporting the show. Please take the time, like, share, subscribe to the. Click the notification for whatever you can join us, and also tell a friend, share it, tell a friend. Um, but for him to come out and he said it with an attitude. No, it's no metal detectors. They're too expensive. As if he know it been a discussion about him. Now, looking at this platoon, looking at the photos of that have come out, it looked like it's in a pretty nice area. And unfortunately, when they're in a pretty nice area, those are normally the schools that have mass shootings, and they feel like they don't need it. I feel like metal detectors should be at all schools, for the simple fact it will prevent, it would it will keep them from even trying to make the attempt to do a mass shooting at a school. Because if they know it's going to be metal detectors at the doors, they won't get past the doors with a weapon. So I feel, to say that it costs too much to protect our kids, that's not money. Money to do everything else you want to do with the school. Have a bill to raise the money. A low dollar uh, that y'all give out, the low uh, prize for the top sellers. Um, do something like that. Do something to raise the money. Temporary raise the school taxes for that area. Do a fundraiser, go fund me, but at least do something to try to protect our kids. Now, I'm quite sure when it's all said and done, it's going to come back. Um, someone said he was bullied. Don't know. Don't know. I know I talked about it last week that sometimes the things watch, some of the things that we play can play an effect on our mind thought. Um, and some people said, no, you can't say it's that and all of that. No. Matter of fact, I was looking at the T earlier, watching some news channel, and I strolled across uh, a shooting that happened years back. The said he was motivated. Um, I think they said because of a video game or something, and it to from playing this game or watching the show or whatever it was, it made him wanted to feel how it would be to do a mass shooting, which is crazy. It's a scary situation. Unfortunately, we have people that that is easily influenced um, by what they listen to. Some people cannot dictate if it's real or if it's fake. Unfortunately, we get a lot of people like that. Kind of like the January 6th. People said, well, I thought it was okay because the president said to do it. Now the president not thinking about you. He encouraged y'all to go down there and take control. But you should have at least thought about the consequences before you did it. As a matter of fact, um, why it's on my mind, speaking of January 6th, I didn't know this, but last week, a Broadway actor was arrested for taking part in a Capitol riot. He went there. James D. Beck stormed the Capitol on January 6th as an affiliate of the Oath Keeper, investigator said. You performing on Broadway, and occasionally you did um, some Michael Jackson shows. That's how he got caught by the jacket. The jacket gave him up. Um, Said Broadway star James B. Betts has been arrested for his involvement in the riot on U.S. Capitol on January 6th. The 49-year-old Broadway actor who mostly played Judas in the U.S. touring production of Jesus Christ Superstar was charged with obstruction of Congress and entering a restricted building, according to a complaint from the U.S. Attorney Office. Investigators say Betts joined the riot as an affiliate of the Oath Keeper, a militia and extremist group whose members flooded the Capitol on January 6th. He had paid dues to the group 2 weeks prior to the riot. The Oath Keeper are known for the military fatigue they often wear at rallies. Betts, a Michael Jackson impersonator, on the side, was seen wearing an imitation a Jackson icon bad jacket from the late singer 1987 tour, January 6th. Investigator tracked Betts down through his social media and by attending several of his shows where he played Judas under the stage name James T. Judas. As of Wednesday, Betts have been removed from the Jesus Christ Superstar cast page. More than 700 people have been arrested so far. So you, in a Broadway play, Jesus Superstar. But I don't think Jesus would have went to the Capitol and stormed the Capitol. So that's just my opinion. I don't know. But we're going to see how that play out because people got to realize they are still arresting people. We don't hear about a lot of arrests anymore, but people are still being picked up. They are investigating. They investigated him where they went to a couple of shows and made sure they had the right person. So they paid for the tickets. Paid for the tickets, go to the Broadway show to make sure it was him and arrested him. How that work out for him. So but I'm like, hey, it's some people don't understand. You gotta know reality, what's real and what's fake. And that January 6th riot, it should open up a lot of flags. It should have threw a lot of flags toward it. A lot of people knowing it's going to be consequences behind it. That's all to it. You're listening to Speak on What Who. I know it's been a while since we've done it, but we're gonna ask Kurt Dog anything in mind. In this segment, we're gonna give you the opportunity to ask. whatever you ask me, please prepare for the answer because I will answer it truthfully, not unless it's something personal. I'm not going to answer it. But other than that, I will answer the question. Um, I realized something last week um, that um, made me realize something. I, 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 I hold a lot of stuff in. And I know I said I was coming on Thursday, but Thursday was not a good day. Um, I actually woke up Thursday morning. It wasn't a good day for me um, because I realized since the passing of, I hadn't grieved none at all, because I was more concerned about other people than myself. So when I got up, laid in the bed and have to work, and I got up, um, headed and ended up going to the gravesite um, because of what I was feeling that morning, and um, it it was painful. Um, and the sitting out there, I think I spent 30 minutes, but majority of the time I was in the car crying. To be honest with you, because from the time that she passed, I really never grieved. For this, I was more concerned about other people's well-being, and I'm just with y'all, not for people to feel bad for me, or anything like that. But you have to uh, do self-love for yourself. When I was leaving the grapes, so in fact, I avoided from calling my family members, my sister them, and my brother. I knew if I talked to any one of them, it was gonna make it ring. So, um, so when I left, I'm already up. I had to call my oldest sister. Hey, how you doing? She like, I'm fine. How about you? And I said, well, I'm leaving the grave site. She like, you okay? No, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Um, so, um, and she asked if my wife was with me, and I was like, no. But she was at home still in bed. So, um, and so I'm about to head back home. But um, once I got off the phone with her, I'm still crying and stuff. And all of a sudden, I just heard everything is okay. I'm in a much better place. So I started to feel good about it, but I still did not feel 100% good. My attitude was jacked up, and um, we had scheduled to go over to some friend's house. Um, so I went ahead and went to the store and got what I was taking, and came home, cooked it, tuck it over there, and the whole time, because they were me during that time, and it's like um, it was I knew being around, I wasn't gonna feel, and for the simple fact, their mothers just went down. They was there, and pretty bad. So I just went, and if you know me, you know I love to joke a lot. Um,
So to try to keep it off my mind, I joke Thanksgiving to keep from bringing anyone else down or sharing um, how I really felt. And then one of my good friends had did a post, which I'm going to call him when I get off the show, had posted something uh, about the first time having they left one with them. And I'm like, whoa. Um, um, which I was giving them time I was going to call earlier, but I've been running around so much trying to do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to call them when I get off the show to them and let them know I'm here for them also. So, but either way, what I'm saying is, regardless of what you're going through, now for yourself, um, don't try to carry all that weight on you by yourself. Sometimes you just need to take some time for yourself. If you gotta cry, cry. It doesn't matter. Um, let it out or hold it in, because the only thing you're doing is hurting yourself more. For ones close to me, I dealt with a trying to make sure everything was good and trying to be there strong for my family. I wasn't taking the time for myself, because a lot of things happened during that period, and it was pretty rough. Matter of fact, um, I remember when my pastor called me, um, and he said something, and I'm like, I I didn't think about it at the time, and I was like, man, I appreciate you and all the pastors at the church for reaching out to me. And he's like, man, I'm calling to um, encourage you, and I give you encouraging word, and you giving me encouraging word. Well, if you know me, no matter what the situation is, whatever I'm going through, I'm always gonna try to encourage somebody, whatever I'm going through. And I have I put a mask on uh, where I can actually um, can be in pain but not show it. And I was talking with my counselor today, because I do take on Tuesday. Talking with her, and I was like, you know what? I picked my phone up about twice, and I was getting ready to call you Thanksgiving morning, and she told me I should have. I said, no, I didn't want to mess you up things. She said, look, when you going through something like that, you call me. That's why I talk about taking much. Um, but I don't like to be an inconvenience for folks concerned about me. And my wife, she didn't know what I was going through Thursday morning. Um, but I'm sure if she go back and hear this broadcast, she know now. So I'm gonna have some answers I'm gonna have to give late home. But um, but the thing is, for me, I'm the type of person, I don't like to inconvenience folks. I don't like people worried about how I feel or anything like that. But at the same time, you have to show self love for yourself. Um, Now, I could come on here and talk about it, but it doesn't mean I'm not still struggling with it, because it is. Um, if you've been following the show, you know my mom and my birthday is a day apart. You know that Reese cook. It's because I used to watch her cook all the time, and especially during the days. Um, we would always call, see what each other's cooking. If we wasn't together, or if we had a big event where I was doing some of my things, she doing her things, and we bring it up. I remember when I lived in Mesquite, um, I had a huge not a huge kitchen with a double oven. So with plenty of space, she on one side, I'm on one side. She doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. So we always had a strong bond, and it was just um, kind of different. Thanksgiving coming along, and uh, not being able to call her and talk with her about what I'm cooking, or even ask questions. So it's definitely different. I would tell anybody, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you're going through, get go to counseling in your corner that can talk to you, that can also uh, lead you into dealing with issues. I thank God for the counselors that I have, even the ones that been on the show in the past. I thank God for them. Matter of fact, as of right now, I've been telling y'all we're gonna have a counselor on the show coming up. So right now it's actually scheduled for the 9th, um, for December the 9th. Um, we actually have a counselor scheduled. I would confirm on Tuesday uh, to make sure we're still on for that date. Um, they gave me, and uh, she will be on the show Thursday night with Miss Risky and I, and so definitely next Thursday you definitely want to tune in, and you definitely want to be able to uh, talk to this counselor, uh, regardless of what you're dealing with. This will be the time to talk about whatever is on your mind, whatever you're struggling with. Now, I would tell people, in order for counseling to work, you have to be honest with the counselor. They cannot provide help for you if you're not telling them the truth. And the counselors that I use, they have a way of bringing the truth out, because they would ask some question and you be sitting there be mad, like I was my first two sessions. But it's it's I appreciate them because they do great work, and I will recommend them to anybody. And if you are in the DFW area and you're looking for a good counselor, reach out to me. I can give you information to some. And matter of fact, if regardless of where you are, they have a network across this country that can, whatever area you in, they can recommend someone for you, or organization that deal with counseling. And please do not forget, um, I say it on the show all the time, if you work, you have EAP, Employee Assistance Program, go to your HR, ask them about it, and they can provide counseling for you for free. Different insurance is different. The policy that your company have, it can either be by phone, telehealth, or in person. And not only for you, but also you and your immediately family, your kids, your spouse. Um, Take advantage of it because we're in trial times right now with the pandemic, very stressful. A lot of people lost their homes, their cars, their jobs. And some even lost their kids because of this pandemic because they can afford to take care of them. So some have lost their spouse for different reasons, either due to COVID or just the fact that all the stress they couldn't pandemic. So definitely take advantage of it. Whatever you're dealing with, uh, put it on the front line. Get some help. It's okay to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Uh, that's why I can talk about this because I'm living through this. If it wasn't for my counseling, it'd be I don't know. It'd be a lot of folks getting cussed out. Like, for instance, yesterday, person that was blowing at me. Like I said at the beginning of that story, I was one of those types, I blow back and tell you you're number one. But roll the window down and cuss them out real good. But because of my counseling, I have grown from that. Um, I don't do those type of things no more because you never know where a person mindset is. So, um, so definitely continue to tune in, support the show. Um, we're still working on a lot of stuff. We're going to be giving away city bags with the last show on the 16th, I believe it is, the following Thursday, which I believe it, yeah, the 16th. That'll be the last show of the year, so you definitely want to get in. Um, uh, Subscribe to the show, follow the show, and with the show because we're going to be giving out some great goodie bags, and uh, it's going to be an interesting show. So you definitely want to play a part, and it's going to be a good end of the year show. Um, and also, yeah, I need to talk with my wife before. I'll let y'all know tomorrow about that one. But um, so definitely continue to support this. Next year we have some great things. We're gonna regroup, Bob, and when we come back in January after the 16th, when we come back the 1st of January, we'll have some new things going on, and be a wonderful thing. Next year is gonna be good. We talk some big things, so you definitely want to continue again there. You never know. Might be time, but I'm turn up. So, but other than that, if like I said, this is Ask Kirk Dog anything during this segment. If it's something you wanna talk to me about, or wanna say, I'm all ears. You can ask me anything, and I will answer. If it's something personal, I'm gonna tell you I ain't gonna answer that. So, yeah, excuse me. But um, yeah, excuse me. I'm drinking some juice and water. I normally just drink water. But I feel like some a little bit of juice tonight. Um, it was good. um, but other than that, I'm just to whatever. And I know some people may be wondering, why are you talking about what he went through? Well, you got to look at it like this. It may not be for you to, it may be somebody else that just showed up tonight to say, for me to give my testimony. It may not be for you, but it might be someone else tuning in for the first time and they hear may be dealing with the same thing. I'm I'm still y'all on here watching me, but I still have feelings. Um, I still deal with everything everybody else deal with. Um, I'm I'm a human being. It's a struggle out here, and in order to help someone, sometimes you got to tell your testimony because you never know uh, who life that may change. Because somebody else may feel like, shoot, I was ready to give it all up. I thought I was the only one dealing with it. I'm always open book. Um, I'm open book because I believe in uh, trying to encourage someone and helping someone. So, um, but other than that, if y'all don't have nothing else for tonight, I'm going to tiptoe out. Y'all can follow me on all social media. Um, I've been, I haven't put no videos on TikTok lately, but I'm trying to get there. Trying to get back there. Y'all follow me on TikTok because I'm trying to get my numbers up so I can start going live on TikTok without that 3 minute limit. So follow me on TikTok. Who you with, Kurt Dog, and help me get my numbers up. I'm about halfway there. Think you need 1,000 to start going live, where there's no limit, no time limit. So hoping what we could do is once we get those numbers up, um, while I'm doing this shit, I can also be doing it on TikTok also, and continue to spread the word because there's a lot of stuff people don't know about, don't hear about. Some of these stories that we do discuss. So definitely, if you're on TikTok, follow me. Who you with, Kurt Dog, uh, and I will follow you back. So um, you can find me on Facebook, all social media. Be best to leave me a message. I'll respond quicker. Um, like a messenger or something, I will respond quicker. But other than that, I'm gonna tiptoe on up out of here. Y'all have a wonderful night. If the good Lord said the same, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.